So I'm making around 1K a month, right? And I'm actually planning to get a job. And I'm not planning to get like some work at the supermarket or at the restaurant or some shit like that. I'm not even planning to get a door to door sales job or something like that, right? I'm planning to actually get a normal job, like probably a 9 to 5 job for. It's probably going to be sales. And I'm going to work for somebody who's basically in the same industry, in the same niche and all that stuff as I am, but who's making way more money than I am. There are a couple of reasons that I'm actually considering this. One is because you need to learn more, right? I think that people always tell me like, "Oh yeah, I know everything, and time is always my constraint." That's what I've seen so many people tell me. But the thing is, bro, if time would be your constraint, you would be sitting on at least 10K in 5 days from now. I've seen people do it, bro. They had all the knowledge to make 10K a month in 5 days, right? But you don't because you just don't know everything. And I think this is a level of ego that we should drop. We should just stay humble, bro. I think, yeah, man. I think that we should we should kind of stop this bullshit of just saying like, oh yeah, only time is my constraint. No, it's your knowledge. So this is the first reason I'm planning to actually get a job, because then I'm just getting the knowledge of somebody that's in the kind of like the same industry as me, but who's way more successful, and then I can learn from everything that he's doing, right? The second reason is just because money. I made a video before where I just kind of explained like, I'm not rich. I'm not like some guy that's making a lot of money. I'm making 1K a month, but my expenses are very high as well. Now the third reason is just because of the sales knowledge, right? You not The thing is, people think like, oh yeah, sales. When you have a sales job, you only learn skills. No, that's not right. You learn how to communicate with people. You learn, of course, how to kind of negotiate and convince people into your way of thinking. And I think that's especially the second part is a very. I think actually both are a very good way to. These are both like very good to learn, right? Because imagine you want to network with people, you need to have these two skills. You need to make people like you, but you also need to. Sometimes you just want people to kind of do what you want, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like some dark psychopath or something like that. But yeah, man, that's basically what I wanted to say. Then the third reason is just for the networking, because the job that I kind of applied for, I didn't really get a response yet, but the job that I basically applied for, they go to some places like every, I think, 6 months or something like that. So they went to Mexico with the whole team. They went to, I don't know, they're going to Las Vegas or stuff like that, right? Imagine I could join that. Then I could get in contact with this guy that's making a lot of money. Then I'm getting in contact with people who are way better than I am at sales, who have way more life experience, who are making way more money than I do, all that stuff, right? I can learn a lot from these people. Now the thing is, I genuinely believe that once you set your foot in the door somewhere, you're all in, because now maybe this guy knows this guy knows this guy, and then it's kind of like a spider web, or maybe you want to see it as a tree, right? So with the tree you have like, you start there, then you have this branch, and this branch becomes another branch and becomes another branch, and those are getting leaves. That's basically how I see it. Now the I think this is the fifth reason already. Before I tell you this, let me actually kind of explain how everything has been recently, because I feel like I've been living in my comfort zone a lot, like a lot, bro. Sure, I'm still working like 8 hours, 10 hours a day. Yeah, cool. I'm a tough guy now, right? But it doesn't feel like work anymore. I'm kickboxing. Like with kickboxing, I'm really pushing to my limits, right? But I feel like this is how do I explain this? I think that the limit that you set with your work, for example, is a different limit than that you set with sports. So with sports, with kickboxing, I'm actually pushing until sometimes I just feel like throwing up. Like my head is getting like white or red, or well, it's getting red very easily, but it's getting white sometimes. Like it's crazy, right? But I think this is kind of like a different way of getting out of your comfort zone. And I think that working is another way to get out of your comfort zone. Another way to get out of your comfort zone is, for example, like meditating 3 or like 1 or 2 or 3 hours a day, right? That would be sick. Now, recently I feel like I've not really been living to my kind of like work comfort zone, if that makes sense. There's the chapter of the Way of the Superior Man. It says something like live always live to your edge or something like that. I should read the book again, but or live to your edge and don't fake it, or so, I don't know. But basically, what what I've realized is that I've not really been living to my complete edge, because it's basically a routine for me right now to work 8 hours, 10 hours a day, right? It's a routine right now. To be honest, bro, I've not nothing really else to do. Yeah, sometimes I do like kickboxing, driving lessons. I got my girlfriend, those kinds of things. But still, besides that, I don't really think there's a lot else to do. Like this is what I want to dedicate my life to. But I feel like when I'm going through a sales job, that's going to push me like very much through to my limits, right? This is what I got with my door-to-door sales job as well. Like I I basically was pushed every single time to my limits, because every time you feel like giving up, it's cold, you don't feel your fingers anymore, and you just nobody's going to hold you accountable if you just sit there for like a couple of minutes, right? But you need to push yourself. You need to have that mindset of keep pushing to the next door, pushing to the next door. This is why I was kind of known as the disciplined kid, or like the kid that was doing most of the doors in the sales job, because I wanted to live to my edge. I didn't want to just sit there like, yeah, let me just smoke a cigarette or something like that. I first of all, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, but second of all, like, why would I? Like, why would I sit there and take a break if I could if I could ring a door? There were literally times where I didn't even have like, where I was walking with three guys. Those two guys are literally, they went for dinner or something like that. Whilst at my sales job, right? They just went like, let me just grab a snack bar or something like that. I was like, yeah, I will eat whilst I'm walking to the next door, basically. And I think that was pushing to my edge, right? Because of course I wanted to sit there, eat like some nice junk. Nah, well, it's not nice food, but sometimes they were getting to like very nice restaurants as well. Of course I wanted to sit there, eat with them, blah blah. But I knew then I wasn't living to my edge, and I wanted to live to my edge, basically. So I think that's the fifth reason that I wanted to, or at least I want some like high ticket closing job, basically. Now, am I going to actively research for all these jobs? No, I'm just going to talk to some people, and when they think they can basically give me a high ticket sales job, then I would be interested, but I'm not really actively going to send all these DMs, because that's what I've done. I don't really think it's worth the ROI, right? So yeah, man, that's basically what's going on right now. I wanted to thank you for watching this video. Shout out to you for sitting through the entire video. Yeah, man, I love you. No, I don't even know you. Like, I'm not even going to say I love you. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying that I don't love you, but yeah, man, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace. What the fuck was that? Was that closing, bro?